I just wanna, I love filling out a place. I love feeling like a fish out of water. Like like I said, like I'm looking forward to just driving to Sacramento and just fucking hitting random gas stations, eating
I kind of feel
lunch
that.
there. You know,
Yeah.
and like I don't know, like I used to be a fucking truck driver. Well, van driver, but I like saying truck driver. I used to drive vans for a living, for like a couple of years, and like that's like a solo job, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Door-to-door sales, that's a solo job, you know what I mean? Like all these jobs, like they've always kind of been like lonely. Not in like some sad way. I mean, you're just surrounded by men, period. But like they're kind of like solitary jobs where you're just by yourself, and I don't know. I think it's fun, you know what I mean? Like just being able to just chill with yourself, like it's comforting. I ain't gonna lie.
So now you want to go back to the loneliness, in a way, because what's funny is that's the whole reason why I got my job at Starline is because my first job was in an office where there was no employees. I was the only employee in this office. So I would go to the office at 8 a.m, open up the door, turn on the lights, sit there till 5 p.m, and then fucking do my work, and then turn off the lights and lock the door. I was the only dude
like
there.
Some sweatshop,
bro. No, it wasn't a sweatshop. It was like this health business, but bro, I didn't talk to anyone. You know what I mean? Like I barely even saw anyone else in the hallways of this of this fucking building. Office building or whatever it is. And then my second job was the same thing where I had two coworkers that I like worked with, but it was kind of still got to this like lonely thing where I'm just sitting with these fools the whole day, not really interacting with anyone. I go home, eat food, wake up, and like it was like a repeat process. And then when I got laid off from that job because like they were like downsizing and shit, then I was like thinking, what's my next job gonna be? And I had like a couple places where I could have interviewed for like a similar job, and I remember my parents were telling me like, don't do the Starline thing, like what are you gonna do, work in the street? Like that's crazy, it's gonna be hot, it's gonna be raining. And I was telling them like, dude, like I need human interaction, bro. Like I need to be able to talk to people. Like I need, and also I felt like it was making me become an awkward person, not talking to people. It's like you can't
that for sure happened to me in my early 20s.
Yeah, you can't even like conversate with people anymore after having a job like that for a year. You're like can't even just normally talk. You're like all weird and shit.
Well, I think it's a little bit different my job because more specifically with the door-to-door sales stuff that I was doing, like you still seeing customers every like
that's cool.
Every doorstep, you know what I mean? So like you're still dealing with like
different personalities every day.
And when I did that job right after high school, and so that shit really developed my my ability to talk to just everybody, because it's like I truly believe that there's like 50 to 100 like archetypes of different people, like an old Chinese guy, young black girl, you know what I'm saying? Like there's all different types of personalities, but I feel like there's around like 100, and if you could talk to those 100 different types of people, then you become successful. That's why I feel, you know. But it's like in high school we're only talking to like 6 to 10 of those different types of archetypes.
And how many high school kids like don't really do well in social environments where they're like, hey, do this presentation in front of the class, and kids are like, the cow jumped over. Like people just get nervous, you know what I mean? So you need to build that skill of like, it's kind of like having self-confidence where you are not scared of like being I guess in a way like being rejected by like, you're not scared of someone thinking I don't want to talk to you, or you're weird, or like who cares, you know what I mean? Like fuck it.
It's the worst thing that happened to me was I knocked on a door. It was like one of those screen doors where you could like kind of like peer what's going on. It was a family enjoying dinner. I was in Huntington Beach. I like knock on them like AT&T, and then no response. They're just going with their dinner. And now again, like, can you leave? The dad said, "Can you leave?" And the whole family just laughs.
Oh my god!
Because like they're just conversing like, ha ha ha. They hear knocking like, yo, can you like leave or something?
Oh my
Everybody's
god!
Just like, ha,
wow. And you just left?
Yeah, that day ruined my mood for sure. But so funny, beyond all that, like I just love talking to strangers. Like, I'm like a streamer that doesn't stream. Bro, because like I would just walk up to people and just like interact with them like if I was a streamer, but there's no camera.
You see, I was going through this conversation the other day on stream because maybe we could talk about it later, but like I just came back from the Bay Area and I was doing a bunch of streams of Fulcrum, right? And we got
you got to get into that. So you went to San Francisco.
Okay, so I went to SF to do streams with Fulcrum, and what I was going to get into is, okay, we got kicked out of 3 Ubers, and
how?
I'll get into it a little bit later. The whole point of what I'm trying to say is like got kicked out by 3 Ubers and got into like 2 arguments in the street with these random people, right? And people are like, some people are like, oh, Yuriy, like you're just messing with people in public just for a reaction or whatever it is. But in every single one of those circumstances, it's kind of like just talking to random people in the street, and not every interaction you're gonna have is the best. You know what I mean? Like I feel like a lot of people don't have those interactions nowadays, maybe because of cell phones or some shit like that. But back in the day, you talk to all types of random people. Sometimes people are like, just talking to you, and you don't even want them to talk to you. Like the fucking Forrest Gump situation where he's like opening up with a box of chocolates, talking to that lady. That lady wasn't even trying to. She was kind of annoyed. You know
streamer
what I mean? Like
vibes,
she was like almost like some crazy streamer vibes. He's like just talking to her about some random
just
shit.
Yapping.
She's not fucking with it. If she wanted to, she'd be like, "Stop talking to me." And then you just stop talking to her, whatever it is. I don't know, but I fuck with that idea of just talking to random people in the street and not being worried of like whether they fuck with it or not. If they don't, you just leave them alone. You know what I mean?
live my life like Joe Dirt and Forrest Gump's like that. That's Blazzy's Mount Rushmore right there.